Hello, and welcome to our channel, Vedic Solutions, and I am your host, Harinama Chintamani. I want to thank all of you who wrote in and were asking about my welfare. Indeed, it has been a difficult few months. A lot has come against the making of these videos. So thank you for all your prayers and your well wishes on my behalf. As they say out there, sometimes when a lot comes against, they say, oh, we must be over the target. So yes, for those who are representing God in this world and all that is moral and sane and just and good, a lot is coming against because this world right now has become overrun by atheists in high positions who are attempting to influence the entire population of the world. And so there are people everywhere who are standing up against this in all spheres of life. Srila Prabhupada, when he was giving a lecture to his students in 1968, he said, "We have no place. Someone has offered us a garage. They are afraid to help us because we are speaking about love of God." And sometimes when he would speak about Lord Jesus, he would say, what was his fault? His fault was that he was preaching God consciousness. So what has changed? Sometimes we look at these ancient wisdom teachings from different traditions. Of course, we are bringing forward the most ancient and complete traditions of knowledge, spiritual knowledge, and all aspects of human knowledge, which are the Vedic literatures as translated by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. But sometimes people who have been convinced that if it's new and modern, then that which is older cannot be relevant. But human nature doesn't change. The tendency towards greed and lust and anger and envy are there. And we are in this material world playing out our desires to live separately from the Supreme Lord, to try to be little gods ourselves. Because we cannot ever be God with a capital G, can we? There is only one, and that is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Sri Krishna. So this Krishna consciousness movement, this God consciousness movement, was to awaken the dormant love in the heart. And Srila Prabhupada would often say, we have no quarrel with any religion. He would even include Hinduism. He would say, we have no quarrel being Muslim or Christian or Hindu. What we say is, seek and see within what you are learning, that it is reviving the love that is within your heart for all living beings. And Srila Prabhupada would quote a story. He quoted it a few times. It is an actual history of a hunter who became a devotee of the Lord. And even though he had been a hunter for his whole life, generations of hunters, when he became a devotee of God, he could not kill even an ant. So my question is, those who are purporting to be Christians and then in their podcasts are advertising grass-fed beef, what does that say? How do we think that the greatest proponent in the Western tradition, Lord Jesus Christ, an emblem of compassion, who even on the cross was praying for those who persecuted him, would sanction the wholesale slaughter of millions of animals? So let me ask you this question. If you killed a living being, and a person, and you came before the judge, and you said, but Your Honor, I gave this person a 4-star hotel to live in, the best food that money could buy, and then I killed them. Do you think the judge is going to grant you leniency? So what do you think about the Supreme Judge and Father, who is the seed-giving Father of all living beings, according to Bhagavad Gita, according to any tradition? The personality from whom all living beings have come. Do you think he's going to say, oh, they fed this poor, innocent, dependent animal grass? Grass is the food that the Lord has given for these living beings. Srila Prabhupada would say, they eat what we cannot eat. They eat grass, the cows. And what do they give us? How precious milk is. How many wonderful things we can make from milk. And we know that the milk comes from the mother, and the mother feeds the child. And these animals were given to us to protect, to care for. Once Srila Prabhupada said, if I trust you and you put your head on my lap and I cut it off, how mischievous you are to me. How unfortunate that these simple, innocent, dependent creatures, we kill them by the millions and we think nothing of it. And then we profess, I am a Christian. I pray every day. I uphold these values. But when true love of God awakens within the heart, then one is not inimical. One is not inimical to someone who is of another faith. One is not inimical to any species of life. That is actually the true awakening of love. One who is a lover of God will love every living being because that person will see God within every living being. And that is what Srila Prabhupada came to give us, this ancient Vedic knowledge, which is based on the science of the soul. So please take advantage of these wonderful literatures, which we have available at our website, purelyprabhupada.com. And the inspiration behind this website, Srimati Kamradevi has offered a series of illuminating articles, which you can also find at purelyprabhupada.org. I'm sure you will find them uplifting and inspirational. Thank you very much for joining us. Hare Krishna.